So portal class. Wait, we've already discussed the portal class.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Baseball.
Fuck.
So you
Talk
got
about your boy
baseball.
Paul, man. Yeah.
Paul who? Well, oh, you need to
Uh,
bring up that they have a series this week. It's at the end.
All right, here we go in
Talk about the
5 seconds.
standouts and stuff. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and maybe one. Can I get a one there? And one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home Podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garnet. Enjoy my Coach Q.
Y'all, what it do? Y'all, what it do?
And in today's episode, we are talking Gamecock athletics as a whole. A lot of things have been going on. Q, it's been a little while since we recorded last, man. I was on the way out to Mobile. Q, you've got the wedding plans have been moving and grooving, and quite frankly, in the midst of all of this, we've been getting some of that snow and ice, something that we're not accustomed to down south, and it caused a lot of havoc. A lot of havoc. I got to tell you, Q, this has been a rough February for your boy over here with my job. The weather does cause problems with my job, and
Mm-hmm.
it's ugly, man. It's ugly in these streets right now. It's ugly in these streets right now. So we're trying to get back to it, man. The sun's been shining a little bit, been shining, around the country. But it's good to get back, finally to get back. And Q, there's been a lot of things that have happened since we last recorded. Obviously, most recently, obviously Devontae Miles. We'll talk about that situation. Gamecock basketball, the ladies' side of things have been hot, red hot since they lost to Oklahoma. I mean, they've been on a tear, man. They've got a big game on Saturday. We're going to bring that one up. The Gamecock men's on that side of things, we'll talk about what that could potentially look like here in the future, where that's probably going to go. And then, of course, South Carolina is dashing out, getting those 27 offers out as quick as possible. So we'll bring that up. And, finally, we got to talk about that Super Bowl, man. We got to talk about that Super Bowl and Nicky Minwari and Ernest Jones. Ernest winning his second Super Bowl, which is incredible. So we will get into that. Q, let's go ahead and start with the most recent breaking news, and that is with Devontae Miles getting dismissed from the team after what happened. And for the folks that don't know, or they might have been lost on this, Devontae Miles was stopped by Richland County. He had some bags of some stuff, some stuff. You can probably imagine what stuff that is. We don't want to get banned off the airways for talking about it. And and he had a pew pew, as people say it, right? So you can't have that. Can't have that. Unfortunately, things went the way they did, and Devontae Miles is no longer with the team. Q, thoughts on that? Devontae Miles, for one, if people are asking about, I don't remember this kid at all. He's a transfer that came in. He only had 3 tackles last year and half a sack, but however, that is depth that you do lose for number 90 himself, Devontae Miles. Q, let's go ahead and get your thoughts about this.
Um, Unfortunate. I mean, it's the only word I can think of. Honestly, is unfortunate. Both sides. He was going to be a good depth piece for us. Last year, he's getting his footing. He was a transfer from Bowling Green, so taking that step up to like the SEC, that's not an easy step, no matter how you want to put it. And so I feel like he was going to be a solid depth piece for us. The rotation was going to be kind of set. I think he was going to be about DT7 or something like that. But when you're looking at rotational pieces, you're looking at what happens, what takes place. I mean, he was going to play a role. If nothing else, he was a practice person. It's bodies you need for practice. There's just so many different things you got to think of in a situation like that. I hate it for both sides. Miles is a genuinely good kid. He's a genuinely good person. He made a dumb mistake. Wording is everything, in my opinion. The wording on how it was presented, the wording on how it got out, those different things, like wording matters. Wording matters when it comes to situations like this, when you're looking at, you know, charges, especially these kind of charges, with two situations that are illegal. I mean, you feel for him, but I mean, you got to stand on your actions. And he did stand in the paint. So I do want to give the shout out to Miles because his post was, there was not one other thing he blamed but him being negligent and him not doing what he needs to do in order to make things happen. And so I was thoroughly proud of him for standing in the paint with that. And I think Gamecock Nation should support him wherever he ends up going, whatever he ends up doing. Then they should support him through it because he stood in the paint. I'm a big believer. If you can stand in the paint and say, "Hey, I messed up, I screwed up. I'm going to fix my problems and I'm going to move forward and learn from it." I'm all for you, getting to do something better with your life. And maybe we're not the answer to it, but I'm definitely supportive of him finding some way to get back on the field.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate series of events with him. I mean,
Yep.
that's just unfortunate. South
Yep.
Carolina. I mean, since Shane has been in South Carolina, they've kept their nose clean. They've had minimal arrest. I mean, I think that's what under five so far in Shane's time at South Carolina.
You don't want to
Uh,
say 5 on the 5.
yeah, I mean that's a normal offseason for Tennessee football. Georgia well over that, right? So I mean, and Clemson. I mean, that's probably for the same for them. It's just Gamecocks have run a clean program, and unfortunately, these things do happen. Players make mistakes, man. It's quite simple. They're humans, as as you and I, right?
Hmm.
That's the thing that we need to remember, and hopefully, he learns from the mistake, right? Let's hope the kid learns from the mistake. I mean, he's young, he's dumb. Things are going to happen.
Correct. I
I mean,
agree.
there's people that for I'm saying they had those kind of same circumstances. They just didn't make those mistakes. They didn't get caught. You know what I mean? People that quite frankly, fans love to this day. I won't say any names. I don't put their business out there, man. What happened in college stays in college. You know what I mean? But it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. But we'll see. Gamecock defensive line. I mean, that's a hit on the depth chart, no matter how you look at it. It continues to really bad and ugly eye towards that last transfer class from last year, man. I got to tell you, we don't have much left over from that last transfer class. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
that class was rough.
rough. And Shane's got let's say Shane has a good season this year. You have to bounce back and have another great transfer class. I mean, it's quite simple and it's easy as that. It has to be done. It has to be done
I
because
agree.
it's a trend, right? Shane has a great season, has a bad transfer class. We can't have that. Cannot have that this year. So
I agree with that.
moving on for that, like I said, hopefully Devontae, finds the help he needs. He gets straightened out. He can figure things out, and he lands somewhere where he needs somewhere good that can get him right. So unfortunate, very unfortunate. So off of that topic, most recently, just last Sunday, South Carolina, the Gamecock fans watched two former Gamecocks participate in the Super Bowl, and that was Nicky Manwari and Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones once again being the leading tackler again in a Super Bowl victory. This is the second time he's done it in his NFL career. He did it with the LA Rams, which, by the way, the LA Rams are still stupid for not keeping him because, I mean, he made it personal when they played each other NFC Championship, and you could hear it in his tone and his voice. Ernest Jones is a very, very, emotional guy. He lets you know, and he let everybody know how he was feeling after that game. So, shout out to Ernest Jones for his 10 and a half, 11 tackles in this game. Makes a difference. Nick Manwari, a field general, 72 out of 73 snaps, I believe it was. Absolutely put on a clinic out there. Whether he, put, 10 tackles, 5 tackles, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I mean, we can't judge, what took place on the field by stats like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, Ernest Jones, a little different when you're playing right there in the middle side, but with Nick Manwari, you have to be a field general, is what I like to call him. And that's what he was at South Carolina, and that's what he has been for the Seattle Seahawks this year. Having to cover these wide receivers, having to blanket whoever. I mean, you had guys out there that normally make a difference. They didn't make a difference. And against Seattle. I mean, let's call it how it is. Let's
I
call it
mean,
how it is.
I mean, when you talk about two guys that made an impact while they were on Carolina's team, I mean, you can't think of no one better more recently than Ernest Jones and Nicky. Ernest Jones was a very big, integral piece, in my opinion, of stabilizing a linebacker room that hadn't been good for a very long time. When Ernest Jones came in, he was able to stabilize that linebacker room, and we really haven't had a bad linebacker room since that day that he stepped foot on campus. There's a little lull between him and Sky Moore, who I feel like doesn't get the love he deserves for how he played at linebacker
Mm-hmm.
and kept the trend going after we lost the great linebackers of the 2010s to 2013s. But Ernest was big. He was a big win out of Waycross. Ernest was huge, and I mean Nick was the same way. Nick stabilized the secondary where once again we were going through that lull of where the secondary had so a lot of questions, especially at the safety position. But then you bring Nick and Mawari in, and now look at where he's at and what he's able to do as a box nickel slash safety in the pros, brought stability in the back end of the Seattle defense that was hugely needed. I still don't understand how 31 other teams passed him up. And on top of that, I mean Seattle passed him up in the beginning too, but then they traded up to get him in the second round. Like, oh, if y'all are dumb enough to leave him here, then we better go ahead and go get what we need.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never understand that. He was better than Malachi Stark. I don't care if they play two different safety positions. I don't care. He was the best safety in the class. No matter how you look at it, all around, he was the best safety in the class. And you needed him on Baltimore. You needed him on it. Like, there's no team that couldn't have used him. So that was big, in my personal opinion. That was good for them. But those two guys played really, really well. And it's going to be interesting to see them moving forward. I mean, they're both still young. Of course, Nick, this was his rookie season, but Ernest is still young and still got a lot of ball left to play. A lot of ball. And if I'm Seattle, I'm locking that stuff up, man, because I can't lie to you guys. If Seattle drafts as well as they have been, I could see Seattle making another run at the Super Bowl next year. That was a gauntlet that they went through in their own division, and they won their division. So I could see, I could see Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, Seattle can definitely become a problem here for the future. I mean, you've got a lot of great pieces there. I mean, you didn't have one of your better running backs with Charbonnet. I mean, he was hurt. He got hurt, in the playoffs.
Another good point.
A lot of people forget about that, So you have a two-headed running game or a running monster with them, with Charbonnet and of course Kenneth Walker, and then the wide receiver position. I mean, you get somebody else out there with Jackson Smith and the Jigba, dude. Like, good freaking luck, man. Good,
I would, I would keep Darnold, and I'd go get me. Y'all got an ideal backup too, and Drew Lock. Can't even lie there. I would go get me some weapons. I would. This is a class where you don't have to worry about quarterback because you guys are solidified there. I'd go get me some weapons. I would go get me a couple guys that are weapons. So that's where I would look at. But shout out to Ernest. Shout out to Nick. Healthy year for them. They both were able to play in the game. That's huge. They were able to play their game. So I'm looking forward to another year up for them next year, being a big year for them too. Or especially Ernest. I think he's coming into his contract year, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think Ernest is going to be big to a team. I think Seattle's a perfect fit for him. I think that's a good market, good everything for him, and I'm hoping they keep him. I think so. I mean, he's more than welcome over here in Philly. So, but I'm hoping. I think Seattle's a really good fit for him.
I agree. I think he's perfect for them, and I think Seattle's going to lock him up when it's all said and done. I really do. I'd be surprised if they don't. I mean, linebackers, as we know, I mean, their shelf life's obviously longer, but they're harder to find when it comes to somebody like Ernest. Having that kind of awareness, that kind of football IQ, and being a leader ultimately when it's said and done.
And already having 2 Super Bowls is crazy.
I know.
Like, if he keeps going down this road, he gets him a couple All Pros. Like, that kid's looking at the fame, man. He's looking at the fame. He's looking it in the eyes. If he can continue down this road and start getting some All Pros.
He's having a quiet, successful career that people I don't think are talking enough about.
I agree.
I mean, it's quite simple. So, yeah, shout out to the boys, man. I want to talk about Xavier Legette, man. Xavier is going to take on a new role in the offseason. He's going to work out with Chad Ochocinco, man. And I love that. Seeing him working with Chad Johnson in the offseason, Q. That's big. And he needs that. I think we could agree on that.
It's time that he gets his career on the right path before he loses it. So I think this is a good career move to get out there and solely focus on your craft. Get out with a guy who lives, and breathes wide receiver and get you where you need to be. He has the tools. He just needs to fine tune what he has and get better. And I think Chad is a great role model for him to be under and to get that work done. Personally, I think it's huge.
Yeah. It is. I mean, because I know Xavier's worked out in the offseason. I know he has. I know he's worked on routes and things of that nature, but I don't know if he's truly worked with the big names out there, right? You know what I mean? Like he's worked with some of the lower end guys out of Miami and Tampa.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not saying it's bad, but also at the same time, you look at guys who are currently running them, right? I mean, for one of them is Juice Wells. I'm like, you're better than that. You know, Xavier, you're better than that. You're actually on the 53. You can have a career. Let's make it happen.
You have a chance. You have a chance.
Yeah, you have an opportunity. Let's make the most out of it, right? So I think he's realizing that. I think he's realizing that because it was just not a great year for Xavier. Not a great year, but you can bounce back. Put yourself together. You can obviously bounce back. So he just has to do it, man. He just has to do it. Speaking of other former Gamecock, John Abraham, want to get a shout out to him. Not in Canton, Ohio yet, but he did win the Herschel Walker Award out there. It's the inaugural recipient of that award, by the way, because not only did John Abraham start what he finished, he start what he finished or finish what he started. Excuse me. And here's the thing, Q. This guy, John Abraham, right? We know that he's had some demons that he's been battling over the last few years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that hadn't stopped him.
That's fair.
And being in front of John last year at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame, being over there just talking to him about it, you could just tell. You could just tell it's like that the light switched, the bell started ringing. I'm locked in, and not only he gets his degree, he's cleaned up. John's come a long way, man. John's come a long way, and I'm excited for him, man. He's a family guy. He's got a bunch of kids. Mm-hmm. He's a huge father figure in their lives, and to see him come as far as he's came, I love it, man. Because John's a good guy, man. He really is.
I do agree with that, and I mean
really
his accolades have spoken for himself too. So hopefully he gets in the hall sometime soon. But I'm glad he's moving towards the right direction. Super glad. So congrats to him.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope to see John at the South Carolina Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame again. I would love to see him this year. He's just a breath of fresh air, man. Just a great guy. So shout out to old John over there. Q basketball. Let's go ahead to the women's basketball side of things, man. Q, they're on a red hot streak, man, and they faced a ton of adversity through all this. They've had multiple injuries, man. Daniel, McKeer. I mean, all these different injuries have piled up for South Carolina, and they go against Tennessee last Saturday, and they give Tennessee the worst loss in program history by beating by 43 points.
This team is what you call peaking at the right time. That was the name of the game this year. You knew going into the year, especially with Chloe getting hurt, you were probably down to about 9 people to play. And then you consistently had injuries. Luckily, we got the forward from France who came in, who's starting to show her signs of why she's as good as she is. And people didn't understand. Once again, that she's a physical league. That's including women's basketball. That is a very physical women's basketball league. So she had to get used to that, had to learn how to bang in the post, had to learn where she fit in, where her role was. Now you're starting to see her sea legs get under her. Now you're starting to see Raven play that true point guard position. Now Laston's understanding, I got to get to my spots and make these shots and play my style of basketball. Now you're starting to see Tessa fall into her role. Now Joyce is starting to pass the ball instead of forcing the shots. So many different things are going right now, and they're starting to get a flow, which was dangerous for everyone. In my personal opinion, them flowing and them getting a rhythm was dangerous. And LSU's about to find that out Saturday. LSU's 110% about to find that out Saturday. 110%. Hear me when I say this. LSU is about to find that out Saturday.
It's funny.
This game is personal. And it's personal not even just for the Fuwali situation. Kim Mulkey knows without a shadow of a doubt Dawn has owned her since she's been there. It has been over a decade since South Carolina has lost to an LSU team.
what is it, a
over.
17-game winning streak at this point? 18 game
Yeah,
winning? I mean,
like
this isn't
at
a
this point,
rivalry. I hate to say it's not a rivalry. If it was
it's
a
really
rivalry,
one-sided.
yeah, it is.
It's one-sided right now. It's
This
one-sided.
isn't a rivalry. No.
And so one thing LSU struggles with is post play.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to guard Joyce and Oku. You're not going to be able to guard both.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do that and still be able to get out there and stop Tessa from hitting threes. You're not going to be able to stop Lassen from getting her points. You're not going to be able to stop a lot of different things. So all I'm letting y'all know is good luck.
Well, even then, Q. I mean, you're talking about Alicia over there that we brought in from France, and I got to tell you, man, having another big that could pop a three, I mean, that's trouble. That's a lot of trouble for anybody playing South Carolina. So, good luck to you, man.
It's going to be a good game Saturday.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think all eyes are going to be on this game. There's been a lot of promotions, video promotions going into this game, so I'm very, very excited to get into this one, man. I can't wait. Yeah,
defense is going to be the key to the whole game. Defense and hitting your shots, hitting your open shots, not giving them extra rebounds, extra possessions, but hitting your shots. I don't think turnovers will be a problem. I really don't. But I will say hitting your shots and being focused on that is what you're going to need.
Absolutely. Keep moving on to the men's side of things. We do have to talk about it. You know, South Carolina handled business earlier in the season at LSU, 178-68. However, this time around, they lost to LSU 92-87. South Carolina hasn't beat a team from the SEC or had a win since January when they beat Oklahoma. Q, this is we're in a tough spot, man. This is a tough spot, and I'm not putting this all on Lamont. I'm not. This is a program issue. I'm just going to be frank with you. It's a program problem. When your NIL is about dead last in the SEC, you're going to get
it is dead last. It's not about. I don't care what article has been said. I have heard exactly that we are last. I have literally heard we are last. Teams are spending double digit in NIL. We were last. We were dead last. And beyond that, Lamont can't make shots for you. Lamont can't force he can't force Michi to shoot up a shot when we have the last possession to win the game against Virginia Tech and then take us to overtime and we lose. He cannot force Michi and them to be leaders and make things happen on the court. There's nothing he can do to that situation. Nothing. Nada. Zippo. Zilch. Zippity doodah. Lamont has kept you in a lot of games, and those guys have failed to execute. That's just where the cookie crumbles, man. They have failed to execute. No other way to put it. It's a failure to execute.
Yeah. This transfer class, unfortunately, it was bare bones when it was all said and done. You know, you had a Trace the Eagle staff that you had at one point, but had some other ideas, wanted to go to another SEC power. We didn't let that happen. So, you know, that happened. But Q, I don't know if there's a light at the end of this tunnel, man. You look at games moving forward. You just got, beat up pretty bad by a Missouri team that's not the best team in the world, right? But you got to go to Alabama. You got to go to Florida. You got Mississippi State at home. We'll see where that goes. You got Kentucky at Georgia, Tennessee, and Ole Miss. Q, I mean, there may be one win left in this SEC slate, man, if we're lucky. I'm just going to be real with you.
I don't see the motivation of the team. That's the thing. Like, Lamont can only do but so much. That team is unmotivated. That team's unmotivated. You got guys making money on the bench because you can't even trust them to play ball. Like, where's your shame? Bring back shame. Bring back shame. If we started bringing back shame, it'd be a totally different ball game.
I mean, personally, I think players need to pay back for not being able to execute, man. I'm sorry. Like, I think in this day and age, college athletics is so out of whack that there is no control over anything anymore. And the players, the recruits that come in when you're recruiting them, I remember back in the day. Hey, it's not even really that back in the day. It was like a decade ago, maybe less. That if a coach was visiting you, you were wearing a polo, slacks. You were looking decent, right? You were there. Like you look back at the whole Marcus Lattimore story with Spurrier and his mom, Lattimore's mom and everything, how that went down. And in this day and age, the player is choosing the school for the dollar sign at this point. I mean, it doesn't go any further than that, honestly. I mean, there are some kids that you can make the exception about, obviously. Look at South Carolina. You know damn well, we all know damn well that for this class, Darius Gray, we were not the highest bidder for Darius Gray.
Yeah.
We know that. But
shout it out.
Majority of the stuff this day and age, though, it's all about the dollar sign. Not saying all the recruits are like that. Not everybody. But
I mean,
a lot of these schools,
are y'all even looking at the pros anymore like that? That's what I ask. Nowadays, when it comes to these kids, are y'all even looking at the pros? Do y'all care about the pros? Because the answer to that is probably no. Now I don't see a lot of these kids looking at the pros.
Well, you look at Trinidad Chambliss. I'm going to bring that up real quick. This quarterback class is one of the weaker classes. If you wanted to make a move, you would make that move this year to go play football in the NFL as a quarterback. You want to go next year? Good freaking luck. Go look at the guys coming out next year. Good freaking luck.
It's over next year.
You're going to end up on a practice squad somewhere.
It is what it is, though. These kids don't care.
Stupid. Absolutely dumb. I just, whatever, man.
That's how I feel about it now, too.
But I truly do believe that something needs to give. If your performance hasn't been up to the par, you give money back to NIL. The money that you don't deserve. Because when there's guys on the bench making more Q than you and myself, and we have great jobs as it is, by the way, that's a problem. I shouldn't have to bust my ass every freaking day of the year. You should have to bust your ass every single freaking day of the year to be where we're at with our jobs and our careers for these kids to not do a damn thing. I mean, this kid's not scoring a point.
That's all I'm saying.
They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how nobody wants to put this. How these kids are playing and how they're doing things is embarrassing. And like that's why I say y'all can say what y'all want to about Lamont. Y'all can feel like how you want to about Lamont. I'm not even here arguing that no more. Give me some kids that actually have motivation to play the ball game. When you give me that, then we can discuss whether Lamont's doing what he needs to do or whether Lamont's not doing what he needs to do. But until you give me him in a competitive market where he has the money to compete against other teams and start doing something there, I don't want it. I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff. None of it. You can miss me with all of it.
If you're gonna be dead last in NIL, you're gonna get what you give.
You
reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
That's it in a nutshell.
It doesn't matter who's your coach. It doesn't matter who's your coach. They don't care about this anymore, guys.
No.
They don't care. I mean, basketball especially doesn't give a damn. They definitely don't care in basketball. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are we looking at some of these kids the way they're going through schools right now?
Bro, that kid from Kansas. He's literally sitting out until the draft now, and you paying him $3 million, and it's guaranteed money, so it's not like you can get out of the situation.
Nah, man, these universities need to take control. They have to, or you're going to get run over by 18-year-old kids, 19-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids.
You're right.
This is crazy to me. It's crazy. This has gotten out of control. Something needs to. It has to give, man.
Oh, it's 100% got to. Let's call a spade a spade. No, it's got to give. You got to do something, and until folks make the adjustments needed to do that, we're not going to see nothing different. We know that.
No, we're not. You know, a lot of people will say, well, Pandora's box has been open as far as that goes, and nothing can change. I disagree. I think you can take away NIL like that. Not saying all the way, but you make the player do this or that, pay it back, come up with contracts. I mean, this is where we're headed.
That's all I'm saying.
You know, this is worse than NFL. This is worse than any kind of professional sport right now at this
That's
point.
all I'm saying. That's
There's
all I'm
there,
saying.
there's no responsibilities, right? There's no, hey, we didn't do this. You're gonna lose that. I mean, what are we doing, guys?
We don't.
What are we doing?
It's a
There's no
non-cash situation.
expectations. Like, what is going on?
Correct. And so
If
it's
we're
showing. It's showing, and now you're losing. You're losing a pure sport. In all aspects. The only one right now I can see like it hasn't necessarily affected as quote unquote bad, in my opinion, is baseball. I
sure,
mean, it is what it is with baseball. It's kind of like this is where we're at with baseball.
which is crazy because outside of your big signing bonus and all that, minor league baseball, if you don't get out of the minors, man, that can suck. Like
It
you
can
can get out the
suck.
farm system,
You're
it can
rough
be
there.
terrible. Yeah, it can be rough.
So you're where you are when it comes to anything else. It is what it is. I agree.
It's just crazy, man. We need expectations. We need something to change in 2026. Something has got to happen. Something has got to happen.
And I agree. It is. Hey, we gotta let it be where it is.
Yeah, we have to. We have to. Anyways, off that topic, we could go on forever about that. I know I could. I know you could. So let's
Yeah.
get off of that topic. Four Gamecocks received invites to the NFL Combine. Not a surprise there, as the Gamecocks are Rosal Faison, Nick Barrett, Jalen Kilgore, and Brandon Cisse.
Correct.
Brandon Cisse, Q. I'm going to tell
It's
you
a
right
first
now,
round draft pick, man. That's a first round draft pick.
the talk around him in Mobile, Alabama was strong. They like him a lot. They like him a lot.
He's played
They,
good, bro.
they think he's a day one pick. A lot of teams out there think he's a day one pick.
He is. He's a day one pick. He's a day one pick. Nick Barrett has shot up a lot of draft boards.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, this is he's between the third to fifth round right now. Leaning more towards the fifth round, but he's trending upwards.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know where he'll land, come draft day. But he went from not being picked to he's gonna solidify himself on a roster, be picked.
Yep.
And at this point, all he's doing now is just trying to figure out, am I going to be playing? Am I going to make the 53-man roster?
That's the power of the Senior Bowl, my friend. You can go from a UDFA to being picked, and I mean, Rasul Faison. I will say this: I mean, he impressed a lot of people in Mobile, a lot of people. So we'll see what that does for his draft stock. I mean, I don't. If you ask me today where I saw Faison going, I think it's UDFA, but
I see sixth round. I think with what he did at Utah State, I can see sixth round.
Potentially, Q. The only thing about it, though, man, you look at Rocket Sanders, right?
That was just they had a strong one. They had a strong running back class, which this one isn't as strong, but there's no reason why Rocket couldn't whatchamacallit, man.
Well, I mean, he got enough playing time with Cleveland Browns towards the the end of the year, so and when Judkins went down, so I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but all those Gamecocks, we got 4, and that's a total of 20 in the last 3 years that have gone to the NFL Combine. 20 South Carolina Gamecocks.
There you go.
I think you'll take that.
That's major.
I think you'll take that.
That's major.
And to give you an idea where that puts Gamecocks, for South Carolina Q, because people are asking and thinking, 20, that's a big number in the SEC. And even in the SEC, that is still a big number because that puts South Carolina. So here's where you're looking at it on the list. Georgia's had 35, Texas had 32, Bama's 31, LSU 27, A&M 21, Florida 20, and the Gamecocks 20. So right there at the higher echelon, right there, right outside the middle point, Ole Miss has had 19, Missouri 18, Arkansas 16, Auburn 15, Tennessee 15, by the way, 13 Oklahoma, 5 for State, and then Vanderbilt's got 2, which is Pavia and their tight end. So,
yeah.
Up there with good company, Q. There with good company.
And next year is going to be even better because we're going to have a lot of guys that's going to be ready to go.
Oh, Q outside looking in. I mean, if Lenore's puts it all together this year and Nick has a hell of a year like we're expecting, I mean, you're potentially looking at 3 first-round draft picks right there. Not, it may
You're
be
right.
4 with Jakarius, by the way.
You're right.
Jakarius peak. I'm watching out for him. A lot of people.
I think he's gonna make first round.
I
I
think
really think
so.
he's gonna make first round.
Yeah, if he has a season that he needs, like he's had at NC State this last year, you might have 4 Gamecocks. You might have 4 Gamecocks if Lenore's does what he needs to do, and Nick can have the season he's capable of doing. So I'm very interested to see with that. And obviously, on the topic of Jakari's PQ, he had one of the top PFF grades for a transfer offensive lineman at 84.2. Which guess what?
Boy, nice. I've been trying to tell y'all, he's nice.
That grade's above Jordan Seaton.
We're gonna see how he does this year. I can't wait to. I'm hate watching all year LSU. Do you hear me? I'm hate watching all year that LSU team. Bro.
I think everybody in the SEC outside of LSU fans
I want them
are doing
gone.
that.
You will never see me cheer for them. I don't care if they're playing Northwest State of the Blind. I got them money line. I got Northwest State of the Blind money line every single game. I want LSU. I pray Lane Kiffin goes 8-4. Them people in LSU after all that money spent and all that, he go 8-4.
Oh yeah, that would be comedy. Honestly, that would be absolutely hilarious to see what happens with that. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Q, we're gonna talk about Gamecock baseball here in a moment. Well, let's talk about Gamecock softball first. South Carolina is currently 3-2. Unfortunately, losses to the big ranked team, man, was Virginia Tech. 2 losses to them.
They got to get their legs under them. That's all that is. You're shifting in a lot of pitchers. You're trying to find your rotation. Yeah, they'll be all right. I ain't worried about it. And Ashley, I trust. That's I trust. Right.
Absolutely. And I mean, South Carolina's got some games coming up, man. They're going to play Nebraska and Oregon at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic out there on a neutral ground. UCLA, same area. I don't know about same areas, but UCLA, Oregon, Nebraska, Washington. I mean, those are some squads right there, man.
I ain't worried about it. We're going to get our legs under us. We're going to get to hitting. We're going to get to doing what we need to do. One of our players is getting ready to play for the USA. One of the top recruit. That girl's about to get paid to play. Like, we got people that's ready. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
Boulware. Yeah, Aspen Boulware is getting ready to suit up for the country, which is awesome.
Yeah, but when she gets ready, when she come back, she's going to be ready to go. And that's going to be another huge piece to us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited once Aspen gets on campus. She's one heck of a player, man. So
Facts.
See what that looks like. Q, South Carolina, opening day. Opening day is on Friday, which, by the way, the Gamecocks, if you missed it, Gamecocks have 2 games on Friday. It's a doubleheader because the weather is coming in on Sunday as the Gamecocks play Northern Kentucky to start it all out. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock opening pitch on Friday.
I'm so excited.
5 o'clock and then 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Yay. Can't wait, folks.
And then a couple midweeks against Wofford and Gardner Webb. So you're going to get a few opportunities.
So excited, bro.
Gamecocks.
Do y'all hear the excitement in my voice? Man. Yay. Ye effing haw. Bro, I can't wait for Palmineri to be fired. That day, I might cry. I gotta wait till June.
Q might shed a tear that day.
There's no might. I will.
Q's gonna shed a tear that day.
I'm shedding a tear. Like, that dude might be the worst coach that's walked through the doors. He's bad. He's like a terrible coach.
We're gonna find out some information about old South Carolina. I mean, obviously losing Jake McCoy for the season to start everything out was just absolutely brutal. I mean, but that is just classic Gamecock baseball at this point. We're used to it. I hate to say
that's
it.
That dude, bro. That's that guy, bro. It's him.
Yeah.
It's him. He's the problem.
Yeah. So not great losing him. Obviously not great losing Jake McCoy for the season. So unfortunate stuff, but Other than that, you got Riley. I'm interested. Game 1, Riley Goodman. I mean, his miles per. I mean, he's been touching 95 miles per hour right now.
Yeah.
I can't
There's
wait to see
guys.
what he
I
can
mean,
do.
the boys. I'm happy for y'all. Your coach is like there's like Hitler, Osama bin Laden, and there's Palmineri. And as my man, you know what? I ain't gonna go into what he said from the office, but just know that's where I'm at with it. that's where I am. I do not like Palmineri. I don't understand why he went to high school the same time my grandfather went to high school and he's still coaching. I'm just like, what is he like? 108,
Oh man,
dude.
Q's got
I don't
hurt.
like. I'm done with him. Like you, you literally could tell me my little cousin could coach, would be our next head coach, and I promise you, I would be in here hyping him up like there's no tomorrow because I do not like Palmineri that much.
Look, the feeling for Paul Maneri is pretty strong, man. Everywhere you look, I mean, even our own
There are
Ryan.
people coming to my wedding that I don't want coming to my wedding that I'm okay with them coming to my wedding if Palmineri was fired. Like, that's where I stand with Palmineri. And you heard it here first. Paul sucks as a person and as a baseball coach. I don't care what his legendary status is. He legendarily sucks. And now we have to suffer through 3 months of this bull jive because he's here and we didn't fire him. But it's okay. We're going to freaking have to make it through it, folks. So, woohoo! Baseball's back. Yeah. 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 It's back. So get hype for another losing season. Get hype. Get on your feet, Gamecocks. Get on your feet. Our story program throwing down the drain for some dude who freaking has to eat applesauce every day because he can't eat solids. So that's what we're doing. That's where we've gone. Ray Tanner, I got to hold you accountable for this, bro. I got to for real hold you accountable for this. I got to, bro. I got to. Like, Ray is wrong. Ray was wrong for this.
I gotta tell you, the conspiracy theory about Ray hiring everybody terrible after him, so he never beats what Ray did. It's funny, man. I don't know.
Ray's never beaten those allegations. He's never in his life going to beat those allegations, bro.
Oh,
God, Palmineri might be like, how do you go from a coaching search to like, yeah, we're just going to pull Paul out of retirement? Like, I want to know everyone that sat around the table and was like, yeah, this was a good idea. Like, so there was not one person that was like, nah, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, I don't genuinely think. And once again, I would understand if we didn't have tradition at this program in baseball.
Absolutely.
We are literally in history, like one of like 15 teams that have made the College World Series more than 5 freaking times. And like, we are seriously going to hire this. You know what? I almost said something that almost got us canceled. I almost got us canceled. I was close. I was this close to getting us canceled. But it's okay. It's okay. I did get us canceled. I did it. But my God, can we get rid of Palmineri? I feel like the show is suffering because Palmineri is the head coach. The school couldn't pay me enough money to hire to bring Palmineri on the show. The school couldn't pay me enough money. Like, the school could be like, we'll give y'all $1 million, and my soul would not let me keep that $1 million to have him on the show.
Well, I mean, first Q, he's got to be up this late to be on the show, anyways. My man's probably asleep right now. Anyways,
man, it's crazy, bro. That man is on a no solids diet, bro. I'm ashamed for our program. Like, our coach can't even eat solids, and we're in here like, let's go opening day. Like, this is disgusting, bro. Kids, don't miss any time in school for that first pitch tomorrow. I better not hear about none of y'all missing any school for that, bro. Because that and if you do that, I might call DFAX, bro. I might call them because that is abuse, and that child shouldn't have to do that. Now the 4:00 game I can't say because most schools are out by then. So do your thug thizzle then. But tomorrow at 1, the first pitch is at 1, right? FG 1:00, right? If I see a child, I'm calling.
Actually, can you bring it up? Most of the schools are actually off tomorrow, anyways.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting, bro.
This is the first time that I can actually remember that kids have school off.
I was never out of school. Dutch Fork would have said, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah.
And you know what? After the season they were having, now back when I was at Dutch Fork, oh for sure, take me out of school to go see that bad boy.
Yeah.
Why? Because we were good. That program meant something. Now
I've been,
nah, bro.
I know. I'm gonna tell you this. I've been to opening day every day for the last, I don't know, probably decade or so longer. I mean, when was the last World Series? Since 2009, I guess. I've been at either opening day or opening series week. I have not missed a game since Sarge Fridays. Okay, I just want to take you back to that. I mean, dude, when I say that opening series weekend is not what it used to be, and last year, and this is last year, right? This is before Paul even coached, a game. That park was so empty, and it made me so disgusted, so upset. And we need to get back to the days where there was not a place to sit. You had to standing room only. Like, I miss those days heavily right now. Heavily. I miss those days heavily. We just
stuff.
Need to get back to that because nothing beat opening day when Founders, Carolina Stadium, whatever the name was back then, that we, that packed it out. And I will say this, we are due for renovations. Our park is, the seats are discolored at this point because of the sun. I mean, there are so many things that need to get done around that park that has tradition of winning, by the way.
I mean, word is we're going to be looking at fixing that up before we fix up anything with basketball.
It needs to be.
I mean, it goes back to tradition, so I'm not. I mean, you can't really argue it, but that's what we're looking at right now.
It needs to be that way.
I agree.
It needs to be that way. There's no other excuses, man. Like it's embarrassing when we got opposing fans coming in and you guys were like won national titles here. Like, why? What's going on? Like, why is this seat missing a cup holder or something like that? I mean, guys, come on. What? Like, really?
Yeah, we just got to get right.
Are we being serious right now? So
we need to get right.
Anyways, Q, South Carolina is on to the 2027 class in football. As the 2026 class is over with, National Signing Day is behind us, which we don't have a true National Signing Day anymore. It's National Signing Days. The joy of getting a Jadeveon Clowney on Valentine's Day will never hit the same. You know what I mean? So, it sucks. But Gamecocks rolling the 27 offers out as quick as possible, man. Just recently, I think it was on February 11th, yesterday, South Carolina offered the quarterback Jamison Roberts out of Alabama, out of Mobile, Alabama, by the way, home of the Senior Bowl. That's right, home of the Senior Bowl. Mobile, Alabama, the quarterback out there, he's already has offers from Auburn, Baylor, Duke, Ole Miss, and that is a 3-star for the 27 class. So one of the many offers that were just put out, South Carolina just offered Timmy Alou. I think that's how you say his name. He's a 4-star offensive tackle out of Georgia. Locust Grove, Georgia, 2027 class. So Randy Clement's getting the Clem man, getting his stuff out already. The Gamecocks offered at the 27 class at wide receiver. I'm going to pronounce his name. Let's pray this works. Is Tarian Rollins. Tarian Rollins out of Atlanta, Georgia. So a nice wide receiver there. 2027 edge rusher, Rashad Streets. Down to 6 schools, South Carolina being one of them, a 4-star edge. out of Raleigh, North Carolina, one of the top 50 recruits in the country.
It's an interesting recruitment
That's
right there.
strong. Yeah, it
It's gonna be
is.
interesting recruitment. I think that one's gonna. I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out. Let's just say that
Absolutely.
we're solidly in it. We're very strongly in it. We won't lose a seat at the table, even when he probably drops down to. I think he's gonna drop to 4 when he does his officials, and we'll be up there. The issue is Dorian. Will Dorian still be there? That's the question that's haunting. I don't think he will. I think a lot of people don't think he will.
Nope.
If Shane can right the ship, Shane's going to win a lot of recruiting battles this year. If Shane rights the ship, Shane's going to win a ton of recruiting battles. Let me just go ahead and let you know that now.
Yeah.
Shane rights the ship, Shane's going to win a ton of recruiting battles.
Yeah. Yeah.
The better he turns the knob, the better that class is going to look. He has a chance to make a very good class.
I will fair warn fans right now. I mean, I think the 27 class is going to be one of those marathon classes. It's not going to be. You may not be happy in August and September. I'm just going to throw that out there. From things that I've heard across the recruiting world right now, I mean that record that we just had this past season is not doing us any favors, Q. So just
it shouldn't.
It's one of those.
It was 4-8.
Yeah, it's ugly.
At the end of the day, folks have not been realistic. We were 4-8. We were 4-8 for a reason. It happened. It was what it was. There were changes that should have been made earlier on, i.e., Mike Shula should have been gone same time Teasley was gone or before Teasley was gone.
Yeah.
No matter how you put that, you could have saved that season if you'd have done that. I think hindsight 2020, I bet you Shane would have made that change then himself. I mean, it is what it is. You kind of just take the good with the bad and you kind of roll with it. But
yeah.
I want the record to understand. I want the record to reflect this. What's going on in this winter time? And I mean, there's been articles posted about it. There's been different things posted about it. But I've been very vocal about the leadership this off season and how Dylan has stepped up, how Lenoris has stepped up, how Lenoris has been at the hip of Browse throughout this entire time, how Peak has stepped up, how Poku has stepped up in that offensive line. Poku was my cousin's roommate at ECU, and my cousin will tell you Poku does not like losing. He's not a person who enjoys losing. He's not a person who allows losing. He's very serious about what he does. You have these freshmen that have come in that are immense sizes. Koski Barnes. I want to get Koski on this podcast before the season starts because I want Koski to know I'm his number one fan. I know he will only be here 3 years because he will get drafted the third year. I want to put my name in the hat to be at the draft table when he gets drafted because I believed in Koski, as you know, FG.
Oh yeah.
Since I found out about Koski.
Oh yeah.
Koski, I had, and FG will tell y'all, all jokes aside, I had Koski over Smoke. I had Koski over Smoke Matthews.
He did.
I literally had Koski over Smoke Matthews. Smoke is not the ideal size that Koski is. Koski is 6'2", 207. Every year that Koski's at this place, we're going to have to pay him more and more, and we're going to have to keep the vultures off because he is prototypical size, speed, and technique of what Torian Gray's looking like for a first-round draft pick corner. And for us to be able to hold off everyone to keep Koski was a miracle. If we signed a class of one, it better have been Koski Barnes. Koski was that talented. You guys, once again, we told y'all about Tristan Lewis, little bro. Mm-hmm. We told y'all about him. That man came in at, was it 6'3", 217? Mm-hmm. Bro, him and Currents are the same size. Like I like that's what we were trying to get y'all to understand, man. Mm-hmm. Like you guys have got to realize what that class can bring to the table, bro. Yeah. That is a very talented, small but talented freaking recruiting class, bro.
Yep.
They are insanely talented.
The highest blue chip ratio in school history. And look at the quantity, man. It was 17 guys, right? 17 players off of that. It's crazy. Q. Let's talk about more about these offers because we got a few more to talk about. Yeah, this one's actually your neck of the woods, man. Keyshawn Bowman out there in Brentwood, Tennessee, 5-star wide receiver, got an offer from the Gamecocks just a couple days ago. So that's
He's good. That
it's
kid's
gonna be one to
good.
watch, man.
He's good. He's
It's gonna
really,
be one to
really good.
watch. South Carolina, got into the to the conversation with Makai Brown out there in Connecticut after we brought on our guy Dion Barnes out there from Penn State after he came in from Penn State, and so he's visiting South Carolina on April 8th, so that's the one to watch for April 8th. See how that looks.
I mean, right now you just gotta look at your March and April visits for spring ball. Uh, in the 2027 class, which will set up for your May and June officials. We'll have better lookings there. I mean, right now, that's why I say I hear you when you say August, September, but those May and June visits are going to be the ones we have on the books are very intriguing. And with them not only being intriguing, a lot of people are going to be kind of closing down the ship pretty early because of how the schedule is made this year.
Yeah.
And so I think those visits will be not just highly anticipated visits, but highly important visits. Like I think a Nate Carson will be done by August, and I think we have a good shot at landing Nate Carson, um, wide receiver Jaden Kelly out there in that's moved to Oceanside, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have us in Illinois top two. That's Justin Stepp thinks he's got a chance. I mean, it's ours to lose in that
Right.
situation. It's 100% ours to lose. Um, Trey from Barnes, the running back, Trey. I think you wrap that up this summer. I think we're in a very strong spot to get him and to get Aiden Gibson. I think you wrap up your running back class pretty strongly, pretty early, and I think that's extremely important in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brian, I'm intrigued to see what he ends up doing. Does he stick with LSU? Does he come start being serious about his recruitment as opposed to just being at one place? What happens with Dobson? I don't know why people want to give up so quickly with Dobson just because he moved to North Carolina. That that is just it is what it is. He made a business decision, and I respect the young man for making business decisions. But he's been to Carolina a ton, and Carolina kind of messed themselves up with the recruitment. Had you done what you need to do on the field last year, you really wouldn't be in this situation or this predicament, in my personal opinion.
Right.
You wouldn't be there. Self Tillman, I think the same thing because I don't think the defensive line coaches for Clemson will be there much longer, especially after this season. I don't think they'll be there. They tried to get rid of Rump this year, anyways, which we kind of warned them about Rump, but what do we
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, so I could see Tillman being somebody that we handle business with. I mean, we just gotta run our race, like you said. It is a marathon. It is a marathon. So don't get me wrong. Like he's not off with August, September. I just think we'll have guys in there before then, more
Yeah.
guys than
No.
I
No.
think
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
will. I think there'll be more guys than people think it will be, but let's just kind of let that play out and let's see what happens there.
Let's see how it plays out. I mean, obviously, you got to win fast, right? You got to, you have to go into that first few months with maybe one loss to your name. I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, you have to look at it like that. So, yeah, we'll see. There's a long ways to go. Q, before we end the show, I did want to talk about a subject that actually one of our listeners wanted to bring up. It was Mustafa Green, running back from a high school, a familiar name. A lot of people remember. He obviously went to NC State to play football years ago. Apparently, he's missing at the moment. So if anybody knows any whereabouts about Mustafa Green,
Let
please
us
feel
know.
free to let us know.
Let us know.
It's thankfully we have a platform we can reach out to you guys on
Hmm.
for those who can catch us. So if you know, like I said, you know where he's at, please let us know. We got
Please do.
people asking, so you definitely want to bring him home. Like I said,
Yes.
that's former Irmo Yellow Jacket Mustafa Green right out of the 803.
Yep.
So if you know anything, please, feel free
Let us
to
know.
let
We
us
will
know.
make sure the information gets to who it needs to. We promise you that.
Absolutely. Well, Q, do you have anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
Nah, just like I said, let's just keep focused, guys. We still got a lot of ball left to play. We're starting off baseball. We're starting softball's got a lot of ball left. Basketball still got some games left. Um, Dawn's starting to get her groove, so I think that's huge. Let's tune in. Let's support her at 8:30 on Saturday. Making sure we are watching, or because they need us cheering hard and loud for them as they travel to LSU to get that. Which I think it sucks for LSU because you let Dawn get a whole week to prepare for you, so that sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see them. They're getting rested. They're getting healthy. Because if a God is back too, if she is back, that's the prime defender for the Gamecocks in man-to-man defense. She's gonna guard your best player. So you know what? I'll see y'all at 8:30. Just know I'll see you at 8:30. I'll see you at 8:30.
That's it, man. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one, and hopefully, Monday we were talking about multiple victories, so
looking forward to it.
One of them. Well, guys, appreciate you to the Welcome Home podcast on YouTube, X, Facebook Live, where you can catch the show live on your Mondays and Thursday. Appreciate y'all listening to Apple and Spotify. Welcome Home podcast, just voice of South Carolina, the official voice of South Carolina on the Bleed Network. Guys, we'll see you next time.
Peace.